Cayden, first off, welcome to VAMS. Coach Brian here. Unfortunately, couldn't make it last weekend when you were there, but hopefully I will see you this weekend. Let's check out one of your stubby runs from last weekend.
Cayden.
Good job in your first weekend out, and I know you're just sort of getting going in the whole ski racing thing, so that was well done. All right. Good looking turn there. You rolled them both up. Looks like an ankle flexion, carving that turn. That was a great job. Came through here, got kind of a little bit of a pole tap. Let's try to get a more forward pole plant, tap, touch. Let's get it out closer to the tip of your ski. That'll help you get more forward, move forward in the transition, right? So ski racing, we're not really trying when it's offset, meaning it's kind of turny course. We're not trying to go around the gate. I know that sounds weird, but we're not typically trying to turn around the gate. If that's the gate, we call this thing an imaginary line drawn straight up from the gate. Didn't draw it too well, but called the rise line. And we want to intersect the rise line with enough space above the gate in order to finish our turn on the gate. So we're not really turning around the gate, right? Turning around the gate would look kind of like this. Got half our turn above, half our turn below. We're really looking to turn around some piece of snow, like right there, say, such that our turn will look like that. The gate is at the end of our turn, right? So when we intersect that rise line, the amount of space above, and we call that elevation, kind of depends on how offset the next gate is, right? If it's quite offset, quite turny, we got to give ourselves more room, right? We also want to kind of intersect rise line with our skis pointing out and away. So if I draw that back again, and, there's rise line, we're going to intersect rise line with our skis pointing out and away from the gate to allow us turn shape back, finish tight to the gate with direction done. So you can see here, you kind of have half your turn above, half your turn below, and you're finishing, below the gate. We want to be finishing right on that stubby, shinning it off with our shin guards. Again, you got a lot of your turn down below the gate here. A lot of your turn down below the gate. Good looking stance there. Looks like, level shoulders. Right? Couple things in our technique. We just talked about line and tactics, but technique. We want to have those elbows in front of the body. Right? 3 rules of hands and arms. Elbows in front of the body. Hands above the waist, which you got, and hands slightly wider than the elbows, which you have. So we got 2 rules down. All right, we just got to just move those because you can see you're kind of thrown in the back seat there. Keeping our elbows out in front of the body will really help find the front of the boot, front of the ski. Good looking job there. Again, elbows sort of at your sides, put you a little bit on your heels. All right. And we couldn't quite get that turn. When on our heels, hard to really stand on the outside ski. So we kind of like skid, and that turn kind of, what we call lengthened. It didn't come around very fast because we couldn't bend it very well. All right, flush, they're tricky at the start. Kind of overturning it, but that'll come. The most important thing on these flushes or hairpins, it is a strong exit right near those two stubbies right here. We want to be coming out with direction. We want to be right tight to those, right? Because it's offset afterwards. So we want to really be tight to those stubbies with a strong exit. You kind of got pushed down a little bit. So now you're running this low line here. You can see you intersected rise line without really any elevation or space above. So all that turn is going to be below the gate. And that's sort of causing it to happen most of the way down here. Maybe back on track there. Nice turn. Rolled them up. So with our technique, elbows in front of the body. Number one. Number two, let's get zipper down the hill. We want to be square down the hill. In other words, our upper body facing down the hill in slalom all the time. You're going to see here, you're rotating around, so your chest, upper body right now is facing off, this way. All right, we want it to be going down the hill. Because what happens when we rotate like that, upper body going, this way, our hip comes out a little bit this way. The skis flatten out, and they kind of skid. And right there, you can see a little spray and skid. So upper body down the hill. We talk about zipper down the hill. Keep our zipper down the hill the whole time. Again, although it was a decent looking turn, we're just not on the right line because you intersected here, rise line, with literally no space above the gate, right? So it's all going to be below the gate, and it don't have time. All right, so you got to kind of chuck them sideways, and you can think about it. If you chuck them sideways and skid like that in the flat, you really slowed yourself down. But, hey, just starting off. That was a pretty good job. So let's think about two things in our slalom. Elbows in front of the body, and that goes for GS too. And let's try zipper down the hill, being more square down the hill. And our line, let's think about trying to turn above the gate, finishing whenever it's, steep or offset. Yes, if it flattens out and the course is straight, then we can have half our turn below, half our turn above and below, and turn around the gate. But again, we don't want to, generally speaking, turning around the gate. Intersect rise line with some space above, enough space to finish that turn tight to the gate with direction. So again, the gate should be at the end of our turn. We want to pass the gate, shin it off with direction done, heading off not at the next gate, but above the next gate where we think we want to start our turn. All right? Like I said, good job, though. Think about those things for our next training session.